Watch, because I bumped into this, I couldn't understand what is happening. Some would say the president, only to see people dressed in pure white, some in fit, some, then high security level. And this was an inconvenience. Today is a Monday, people are coming to work.
Right.
Now, the same act is happening on a working day. Please, I know...
Were there notifications?
No! I'm a God-fearing person, and I respect people in their faith in whatever they believe in. But also inconveniencing people is another problem.
Indeed. Any form of faith at the expense of other humans is quite illegal as well, if you ask me. John, good morning.
Good morning, Julie.
How are you?
What's the problem?
Nothing. Good morning, Joan.
How was your weekend?
I'm just picturing you in a black gown, that's all.
Would you walk down the aisle dressed in a black gown, wedding gown?
No, I don't see myself doing that. But it reminds me of something. The late Professor Lawrence Muchebi of St. Lawrence Schools and Colleges, he would really castigate someone who would relate black to something evil or to something backward. And he would say even the whites are not whites, they're actually pink. Actually, in his burial, he requested no one puts on black, but everyone would be clad in white. And that happened exactly. So about that inconvenience, it's really a turn-off. You plan within 40 minutes I'll be here, and you find there is a long overhaul of traffic without a notification. It's really disturbing. But yesterday there was a World Day of Remembrance of Road Traffic Victims. And yes, I think KCCA in Uganda has partnered with the Ministry of Works and Transport and also police, and they've effected a series of road safety campaigns, including 30-kilometer rule around towns and schools.
Right, and speaking of road safety, to everyone who was at the Joe Walker Remembrance Really Walk, welcome back. Indeed, it was a walk to remember the lives of those that have lost theirs through road accidents, but also stand with families of victims from road accidents. And the awareness continues. Safe roads save lives. The awareness does continue. Now, on that note, let's have a look at what we have on the local scene.
Well, we begin with President Yoweri Museveni, the NRM flag bearer for 2026 general elections. Now, the NRM presidential candidate Yoweri Kaguta Museveni lashed at opposition politicians who criticized his administration for not having done a thing for Uganda. Museveni said he took over power when Uganda's economy was at $3.9 billion, but now has grown to over $66 billion, noting that this has been through his deliberate strategic priorities to the economy. Close to 10,000 NRM leaders were at Mbale Senior Secondary School playground in Mbale City to meet the NRM National Chairman Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Museveni explained his deliberate and strategic priorities, and Nebi he addressed residents of Warrior Town Council in Zombo District. Mafabi decried corruption and greed affecting government programs. The FDC presidential flag bearer Nathan Nanda Mafabi campaigned in Warrior Town Council in Zombo District. Mafabi told residents that high rates of corruption, greed have affected and hindered the growth of government's programs. Mafabi said the road to Panyiro and Paida, Mara and Zombo will be tarmacked as soon as he is voted president. On robust coffee grown in the region, Mafabi said reviving the cooperative unions and the cooperative bank will help farmers borrow money at low costs. On Tuesday, Mafabi will campaign in the districts of Nyoya, Oyam, Chiriandongo and Lira City. The UPE program, launched in 1997, allowed 4 children per family to participate, but was later expanded to cover all children. This year, the program will mark 28 years since its introduction, and beneficiaries led by the chairman of UPE-USE Beneficiaries Association, Johnson Twebaze, said the program has increased literacy in the country. The UPE and USE have contributed to the change in the economy, social and political sphere of the country as a result of increased literacy. They are organizing a ceremony on November 23rd at Koro Independence Grounds. Meanwhile, Irene Adochokorach, a candidate for Chiliandongo Woman Member of Parliament, has launched her campaign focusing on addressing local issues. Ado Korach launched her campaign in Bwere, Kigumba and Chiliandongo and highlighted issues of refugees, health sector and others that she seeks to address. The Golden Bamboo Special Children's Center, an organization providing rehabilitation services to children with different special needs, has convened Uganda's first national conference on autism in Kampala. The conference creates awareness on the public health issues that continue to affect thousands of people across the country. Autism is a neurodevelopmental condition that affects brain development, influences behavior, communication and social interaction. The 2024 UBOS National Population and Housing Census showed that 179,073 Ugandans are living with autism. Autism prevalence is highest among individuals with no formal education. At least 88,583 persons are affected, while only 4,666 have attained post-secondary school. So early detection and intervention will help autistic children, although diagnosis remains costly and trained experts are a few. Although autism is linked to genetics and early brain development, during pregnancy, parents may undertake proper perinatal care and maternal health care that will save the situation. For parents raising autistic children, daily life is filled with challenges, managing behavior, accessing therapy, and navigating stigma. Golden Bamboo Special Children's Center has rehabilitated over 30 children with autism and is organizing resources to establish a permanent home for rehabilitating children with this disability. Well, that brings us to the end of our local stories. Now let Joanne take us through what the rest of the world has.
And starting off from the world press, we in the US, and it says Trump must go. Protesters wrap crime scene tape around White House as Epstein leaks shake Washington. Now hundreds of protesters gathered outside the White House in Washington, D.C. on Sunday, protesting against U.S. President Donald Trump and calling for him to leave office. A footage from the protest, known as Surround the White House 1.0, shows demonstrators demanding the fall of the Trump regime. These were holding signs reading, "Trump must go, and let's flush this evil clown." Protesters proceeded by heading towards the White House grounds, wrapping crime scene tape around its perimeter. Organizers from the Refuse Fascism threatened they would hold more protests in the coming week. The demonstration comes just days after Democrats on the House Oversight Committee released 3 new emails, which they claim linked Trump to the late financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, raising new questions about the extent of their relationship. Trump, who had a 15-year-long friendship with Epstein, has repeatedly denied knowledge of Epstein's sexual crimes and trafficking, calling the allegations against him a hoax pushed by Democrats. Now advancing to Mexico, clashes erupted in Mexico City on Saturday after protesters dismantled the barriers around the National Palace during the Generation Z march, prompting police to respond with tear gas and detentions. Footage shows demonstrators are waving one piece and crossed-out party flags, some reading "Wake Up Mexico" and chanting "Narco State," as police monitor the rally and step in when tensions escalate. Protesters demanded that the government tackle violence in Mexico and deliver justice for the killing of the mayor of Uruapan, Mayor Carlos Manzo. They also called for an end to corruption, which they claim permeates the country's institutions. According to Mexico City Security Secretary Pablo Vasquez, 20 civilians were injured during the protest, and all received emergency care. The city government reported that 60 police officers were injured and 20 people detained. The Generation Z march took place across several states in the Mexican Republic, with notable demonstrations in Tabasco, Puebla, Jalisco, and Michoacan. The mobilization drew participants of all ages, as well as civil society organizations. And coming back to the continent of Africa, leaders from across the Great Lakes region gathered in Kinshasa for the 9th summit of the International Conference on the Great Lakes region. This expressed a shared commitment to enhancing peace, security, and economic integration. The participants highlighted the urgent need to address conflicts, strengthen cross-border cooperation, and ensure humanitarian access to populations affected by ongoing insecurity. Having taken to the stage amid heckling by members of the audience, President Felix Tshisekedi of the Democratic Republic of Congo, which assumed the ICGLR chairmanship for the next 2 years, framed the summit a call to action. Our region continues to face challenges that we know very well: persistent conflicts and acts of aggression, mass displacement of populations, sexual violence, economic fragility, a lack of cross-border infrastructure, and the exploitation and illicit trade of natural resources. These ills are not inevitable. They call for a stronger political will, renewed regional solidarity, and a truly shared responsibility, he explained. Now that was it from the transnational news here on GMU.
Thank you very much, Joanne. Looking at what we have in the dailies today, let's start off with the new vision. iPod cash depends. Noop Mao fallout. That's a headline that we have in the new vision. Noop leadership accuses Justice Minister of persecuting them. Now, in the pictures there, Museveni charms Busia, picture of a sea of human beings at a rally of candidate Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Also, Dr. White inspires thousands at Command the Future conference. Looking at the top there, Landro Mulago protests over permit on hospital land. Also, the Pakasa Forum in there meet the speakers. Fun fact, one of the speakers there was my teacher in primary school. Now, there are also over 2,000 jobs there. Look into them. Offers in Electoral Commission, Medicine Sans Frontiers, Gulu University, etc., and tenders to take an opportunity of Malteser International Ministry of Works, Uganda AIDS Commission, etc., etc. Now flying to the rest of East Africa, starting off with a citizen in Tanzania, why Samia's decision on new youth ministry is upped. The decision to establish a fully fledged ministry dedicated to youth affairs is one of the most significant administrative shifts in recent years and comes at a time when young people make up the vast majority of the country's population. Also in Tanzania, with the citizen, Rostami's $130 million LPG terminal gets node in Kenya. Experts upload renewed focus on science and tech. Also, over 300,000 missing as Form 4 national examination begins. Matters Business Daily, agriculture, new technologies set to intensify war on crop diseases and pests. Now going on to Kenya in the Daily Nation, there is a story, the headline there is The War Within. Winnie's hard tackle on Oburu during ODM gala reveals family tensions. Dispute Iala MP Winnie Odinga, the daughter of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, on Saturday questioned the competence of her uncle, Dr. Oburu Oginga, to lead ODM, even as she alleged a plot to sell the party, exposing simmering differences that could threaten the Orange Party's existence. Now, looking at matters transport, sitting side saddle on borders can be deadly, warns NTSA, and this sitting posture is usually of women, fond of women. Now, food crisis, WFP report why more Kenyans are now facing hunger. Indeed, it is said that most of the riots in Kenya are extreme because of hunger, and it's something that Ugandans haven't faced, so they have no reason to demonstrate as radically as Kenyans do. So it's said. Now, looking at business, Moi-era contractors, assets up for sale in KCB loan row. And another story to focus on, 87,000 ghost learners drain 1 billion shilling of public school funds annually, and flying coffins, old beat-up police choppers are disaster in waiting. Very interesting story. That one is calling planes flying coffins, but you indeed could call them flying coffins if they're DMCs flying in the skies. Well, that's it from what we have in the dailies, but we can't end the dailies without looking at what the Gazette holds for us as of the 14th day of November 2025. Table of contents in there and notices to pay attention to. Be it known that on the 24th day of October 2025, Odiek Samuel, an advocate of the High Court, has been appointed to be a commissioner for oaths under the above-mentioned act for so long as he continues to practice as such advocate and the commission is not revoked. This is under the hand of the Chief Justice Alfonso Chigamoy Owinyidolo as of the 24th day of October 2025. Also be it known that on the 24th day of October 2025, John Tibbs Akanyamhanga, an advocate of the High Court, has been appointed to be a commissioner for oaths under the above-mentioned act for so long as he continues to practice as such advocate and the commission is not revoked. Still under the hand of the Chief Justice Alfonso Chigamoy Owinyidolo as of the 24th day of October 2025. And finally, be it known that on the 24th day of October 2025, Victorian Chibari Luanga, an advocate of the High Court, has been appointed to be a commissioner for oaths under the above-mentioned act for so long as she continues to practice as such advocate and the commission is not revoked, given under the hand of the Chief Justice as of the 24th day of October 2025. Well, that's it from the world of all current affairs happening right now from the local scene, foreign affairs and the dailies. We take a short break with some music. God Yebade. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Good morning, Uganda. It's a Monday, a new week. Welcome back from the weekend that was. Hopefully you took some time off to rest or to engage in any leisure activities to obviously encourage you to start the week fresh and encouraged, but at the same time looking forward to one where you must achieve and build your nation, right from your family to the community around you, to the rest of the parts of the nations that indeed we represent as Ugandans. Welcome to the show. It is Good Morning Uganda. Now, Byanyima marks Besigye abduction anniversary with scathing appeal to Museveni. On the first anniversary of the abduction and ongoing detention of Ugandan opposition strongman Dr. Kizza Besigye, Winnie Byanyima renewed calls for his release, denouncing what she described as endless injustice and a justice system captured by political influence, while issuing a searing condemnation of what she called a broken justice system and an assault of the nation's soul. One of the stories and updates that we have starting off this Monday. My name is Julie F. Nantaba. I am with Robert Chirabonyo Nintono as well as Joan Murunji. Good morning. Good morning, Robert.
A lovely morning to you, Julie. I love the fact that you're putting on black, totally black.
Right.
Yes, because most of the times people taint our color black and associate it with death. But when we see someone putting on black for the good reasons, I'm proud of you.
You remind me of somebody who said that they would love to actually wear a black wedding gown to their wedding day, as they walk down the aisle to
Yours
have
is
their
done.
vows.
Maybe wait for Joan. But I have a concern. Hey, why that look?
Let's first focus on your concern.
Now, my concern is this morning coming to work was a bit hard.
Right.
Because the Owobushobozi is it to be Saka something. But I want to meet this person, if he's a person. Because the inconvenience we faced first was Friday, where cars were held for over 2 hours because he was marching to some place called Chirombe. I don't know what is happening there, but he had over about 1,000 people. About 1,000 people climbed in their white, marching to Chirombe. Now they stopped vehicles, which caused jam for 2 good hours. I was timing my watch because I bumped into this. I couldn't understand what is happening. Some would say the president, only to see people dressed in pure white, some in fit, some, then high security level. And this was an inconvenience. Today is a Monday, people are coming to work.
Right.
Now, the same act is happening on a working day. Please, I know we
were there notifications?
No, I'm a God-fearing person, and I respect people in their faith in whatever they believe in. But also inconveniencing people is another problem.
Indeed, any form of faith at the expense of other humans is quite illegal as well, if you ask me. John, good morning.
Good morning, Julie.
How are you?
Ruba, what's the problem?
Daffy, good morning, Joan.
How was your weekend?
I'm just picturing you in a black gown, that's all.
Would you walk down the aisle dressed in a black gown, wedding gown?
No, I don't see myself doing that. But it reminds me of something. The late Professor Lawrence Muchevi of St. Lawrence Schools and Colleges, he would really castigate someone who would equate really...
Pick of the day on UBC. Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baby don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100*21# and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Following our earlier communication regarding the technical challenge that affected the transmission of some free-to-air television channels, Uganda Broadcasting Corporation UBC wishes to provide the public with an update on the ongoing restoration efforts. Our engineering and technical teams have been working diligently to resolve the issue and restore normal transmission. While substantial progress has been made, the process has taken longer than initially anticipated due to the complexity of the fault. We assure our valued viewers and partners that full restoration remains our top priority and every necessary measure is being taken to ensure a stable and reliable signal across all affected platforms. In the meantime, we kindly advise viewers to rescan their TV sets to access the available channels. This will ensure that you can view the channels that are currently broadcasting without interruption. UBC sincerely apologizes for the inconvenience this disruption has caused and appreciates the continued patience and understanding of our audiences as we finalize the recovery process. Further updates will be provided through our official communication channels as progress continues. For additional information, please contact Public Relations Office, Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, UBC. Email info@ubc.go.ug or +256 703 826 623.
Juko.
Yo.
Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a poultry project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
My question is, what is the difference between rental tax and income tax? How comes I'm paying both taxes on my own premises? If you want to have a tin, but you are not making any income from your business, you should take on the obligation to continue filing your nil return.
Commissioner General, to invest in taxation, when people understand taxes and they know the importance of taxes and they know the fair assessment of these taxes they're supposed to pay, I think everybody will embrace taxation.
As banning groupage cargo clearance protects small traders who cannot afford to import full container loads individually and rely on consolidation to remain competitive. Cargo to come in groupage is consolidation, it's legitimate, and we can't ban it. What we have banned, or what we have stopped, is the use of container leaders. Now, Fiona, the good news I have for you is that among the new tax proposals,
now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887 and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them. Tune in to UBC News Tonight every Monday and Wednesday for expert insights and clear explanations. Booza Commissioner.
The government's core mandate is to maintain law and order, safeguard citizens' rights, and provide essential public services.
Remember, one of the pillars of the roadmap is innovation and entrepreneurship.
There has been this question of how are you protecting our indigenous seed?
It's going to be a tall project. That answers somebody's question.
The Front Bench has brought you insightful discussions on governance, security, healthcare, justice, and commerce.
Why do you go through this complicated procedure, involve the lawyers? You bring the case against him, the judge will hear you out and pass judgment, and you're out of court in record time.
We remain committed to keeping you informed and engaged on key national matters.
So these are huge, these are powerful organizations which now Uganda chairs. Why don't you come together?
If we haven't migrated to the e-card because of various reasons, including that not all the people of Uganda have smartphones.
You can sit in your house, apply for a passport. If you have a Ugandan who has a successful logistics firm in the US, it means he can come to Uganda and do a lot more.
Every Monday at 8:30 p.m. with me, Jethro Kasaiji, your interface with the government only on your public broadcaster, UBC, Inspiring Uganda.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archive stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Nsooka okwebaza omukulembeze w'eggwanga okututeekateeka. Twali tetunnaba kuteekebwateekebwa, twafuna okusoomoozebwa nga kungi nnyo. Omuli okutukwata abasirikale, olumu nga tetulina na kitukoze. Kale nga n'akasente k'oba osonzeewo ggwe nga ggwe akagenda okukuyambako mu bizibu byo, nga weekanga okawadde abasirikale. Naye okuva ffe ghetto structure we yayimirirawo ebintu bingi byakyuka. Abaana baffe tebakyabakwata nnyo okuggyako abo abamenyi b'amateeka. Ne be bakutte nga babakwatidde mu ghetto ng'ekikwekweto kibadde kiyise. Nabo tulina omukisa ogugenda